A mosque is an Islamic house of worship that looks like a temple with a domed roof. I was fascinated by the beauty of the mosques and its architectural structures, which combine the features of both ancient and Western Islamic architecture. It is a masterpiece. It is an eye-catching work of art. In my opinion, the most important features of mosques architectures are symmetry, repetitions, light source, and tile. Mosques have different architectural styles depending on the period in which they were built, but they are said to have a repetition of symmetrical patterns, columns, colonnades, vaulted ceilings, colorful tilings, stained grasses, and so on. Actually, I might have obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. Others may not care, but I do care if things are not in quiet and right order, balanced, and in the right place. For example, books may not be lined up correctly on the bookshelves, or framed painting or art mounted on the wall. Maybe tilting is often. Obsessions and compulsive behaviors are seen as in combination. Even though I know it's silly, but I cannot stop it myself. I have to check my keys over and over again before I can go out of my house. I am poor, so there is nothing in my house that can be stolen. I come home over and over, wondering if I locked the door or not. I'm not comfortable if things are not lined up in the proper orders, and other such trivial things get stuck in my head, interfere with my daily life. People tend to think that I'm unaware of these behaviors, but that is not true. I understand in my obsession, and I'm aware that I'm acting irrationally, but I'm so haunted by the thoughts that I cannot resist them. This is why OCD is so painful. At times I feel crushed by these obsessed thoughts, and I feel like I'm going crazy. But that is why I am attracted to the art and architecture of the mosque, and I love their full geometric patterns. I'm thrilled and fascinated by alignment arrangements and symmetrical architecture. OCD, there are experiences in which people are distressed by thoughts and appear over and over again in their mind, or driving to do the same things over and over again. These things dominated our lives and prevented us from enjoying and doing the things we needed to do. Variety of stresses such as environmental changes, interpersonal problems, work, study, and other stresses can make anxiety and tension more likely to occur, leading to a worsening of OCDs. To improve the OCD, it is important to adjust the environment to reduce stress and to know how to cope with anxiety and tension when they occur. It is also necessary to consult with others and ask for help instead of keeping stress to myself. When I am under such stresses, I can look at the mosque to calm my mind. I think the attractiveness of mosque is about very quiet place and sacred, aligned, well-organized, harmonious atmosphere places. From a slightly different perspective. I love mosques. Compared to shrines and churches, there is no strict rules that says a mosque must have this or that. There are only some loose similarities, such as the fact that they look somewhat the same. In the beginnings, early Muslims did not show much interest in mosques or praises or worships, perhaps because the Prophet Muhammad said the most unprofitable, not profit things that it's a way that wealth of believers as a buildings. The only important thing is to pray facing the direction of Mecca. There is no enthusiasm there to make it splendid because it is a place where God dwells. It is religions that emphasizing the practices of action rather than the physical appearance.
The next station is Max.
People go to shrines and temples to pray because they believe there are gods and Buddha to be worshipped. Praying to Buddha or God at home or on a street even seems like an unreasonable, preposterous act. First of all, there seems to be no benefit. Allah, the God of Islam, is neither seen or located in any particular place. Therefore, as Muhammad said, all the earth is your mosque. And it's basically okay to pray anywhere as long as it is clean. Rather, the mosque is a place intended to increase unity, communities, solidarity among the Muslims by providing the place where they can pray collectively. Compared to churches and shrines, the buildings of mosques are quite simple spaces. Islamic worship is basically required no tools. It is something that can be completed with only one body. There are no chairs for believers to sit on as in church, since worship is done standing on the floor. When worshiping in a group, it is necessary to give a call to the congregation group gather worship, saying, "Everyone, let's worship." This call is made from a tower called a minaret. The call to pray is also called adhan, and anyone who have traveled an Islamic world has probably heard it once again. It is the loud voices coming from the mosque that is adhan. Originally, people climbed towers and called out on the ground bars. In the time of the Prophet Muhammad, he called out from the roof. Minarets are inspired by other cultures and religions, and there are many theories about their origins, including Christian bell towers, Roman watchtowers, and lighthouses. Minaret is originally French, meaning they are landmarks or lighthouse and light tower. There are no visible object of worship such as deity and god, Buddhist statues or icons, because idolatry is prohibited. Paintings of people and animals are thoroughly excluded. If there are such objects in the mosque, people may defy them. Muslims pray only to Allah and God of Islam. The mosque boasted the majesty of the dome, looking up from the inside at the place of worship and the beauty of the dome from the outside. Of course, the construction of the dome requires advanced structural technology, but it has been devised to further enhance its beauty and functions. Prayer spaces and mosques are separated for men and women. They may be separated by curtains or panels, or they may be divided by floor, which is the men's prayer space on the first floor and the women's space on the second floor. The reason for this is that when men and women worship together, they are distracted by comments such as, wow, that girl is cute, or that girl is handsome, making it difficult to concentrate on the service. Islamic society, not only in mosques, but also in other places, men and women are not allowed to mingle, to mix, combine without permission. In mosques, the men's space is generally in front of the women's space, and the men's space is much larger. This is because the adult men are obliged first necessary to pray in the mosque during the Friday prayers, while women are not. As evidence of this, it is overwhelming that men who visit any mosque and few women. No shoes are allowed inside the mosque, and visitors must take off their shoes before entering the mosque. Some mosques have shoes boxes, and if not, shoes are left near the mosque's entrance. Most mosques have carpets, and Islam has the rule that prayers must be performed on a clean place. And the act of praying includes the gesture of placing the head and limbs on the floor. The presence of carpets makes it possible to perform prayers in comfort while maintaining the sense of cleanliness. In Islam, cleanliness is especially important. Prayer must be performed with a clean body. Otherwise, the prayer is considered invalid even if it is performed. Incidentally, for the same reason, menstruating women are forbidden to enter the mosque or touch the Holy Quran. Cleanliness. For this reason, most mosques are equipped with washing stations called ablutions. Washing stations or fountains in the barbarians. Muslims wash their faces, hands, and feet in prescribed order and number of times before praying. This is called purifications. This is similar to the way Japanese wash their hands and mouths at the hand and mouth washing places when they visit the shrine. The ablutions washing station areas must be accessible to several people at the same time. As people rush to the area during prayer time, ablution areas have a low stool to sit on and a hose set in front of it. It is similar to our washing places and Japanese public bathhouses. Most mosques also have toilets, so if you need to go to the bathroom during your trip to the Islamic world, you may want to run to the mosques.
What's name?
Perhaps the spread of the Islamic faith is not exclusive, but rather a character that has been acquired through growth by incorporating styles and techniques rooted on the land. Tolerance for the prayers of travelers and for the local cultures they propagated fostered the spatial diversities of the mosques as an architectural structure. Islam was transmitted to the East by sea and land. In the East Asian region, mosques were built to China as Muslims came and went via the Silk Road. The oldest known mosque in China, the Great Qinjiang Temple, was built in the 8th century and has since been enlarged. At first glance, the design of the temple is similar to that of the Chinese temple with a curved and warped roof.